Hi there. How many of you, when buying a home, have just signed the contract and not really read through it? How many of you, when buying a home, have just scanned the contract and not really read through it? And how many of you just trusted your agent, talked about it with them, and then signed, and you're good with it? Hi, this is Robert Janice from Century 21 Associated Brokers, and today we're going to get into contingencies in the contract. How many of you, when you signed that real estate contract or were looking over it, felt really uneasy? Like maybe your comprehension of what you were reading and signing wasn't 100% where you wanted it to be. I don't blame you. During that time, you're at the bank or the loan originator, you're at their office signing and you're collecting paperwork for them and you're giving them all this stuff, pretty much your whole life story you're giving to them. And now you have to sign another paperwork and more paperwork and this. These are easy things that we can understand now before we get into those situations. And that's what I'd like to talk to you about. And today I'm going to start with contingencies. There are 3 types of contingencies found in most contracts. One would be a finance contingency. So when you go to your loan originator and you fill out all that paperwork and you give them all that information and your life story and your job and your social security number and all these things, they take that information and they craft a person and they say, this person right here, they can take this house and they can make these payments and we're going to qualify them for this loan. So with a finance contingency, when you wrote that offer to the seller and said, I want to buy your house for $300,000, and you brought that letter from the bank that said this person pre-qualifies for this loan, that seller is saying, hey, we'll sell you this home for $300,000, but we want to make sure that you're the same person at the end of the transaction as you were at the beginning. And really, it's the loan originator that's going to ask those questions and it's going to want to know. So if you're in the midst of buying a home and you're getting ready and you're shopping for one, don't go out and buy a brand new car. Just wait till you get the home and you have made a few payments. Now, the second contingency we're going to talk about is appraisal contingency. Appraisal contingency is when your loan originator says, yes, you qualify for this loan. And then you go through some processes, and when you get to the appraisal part, your loan originator will have a professional appraiser come out, take a look at your home, and judge your home compared to the other homes that are on the market and the other homes that are selling in that same area or the same type of property. And as long as that appraisal works out to what the purchase price is, the agreed upon purchase price is, you'll be fine. But if that appraisal comes in lower, then you have to go back to the seller and ask the seller to negotiate down because his property didn't meet appraisal. The third contingency we want to talk about today is inspection contingencies. This is a great tool in the hands of a buyer. If your buyer puts in an offer and they have this period of time called the inspection period where they get to explore this home, they get to find out as much as they can about this home that they're getting ready to purchase. And then at the end of that inspection period, the buyer decides if they're going to ask for anything, or at least they are now informed of what the house is like and they can make a decision on if they want to ask for repairs or if they just want to quietly go on with the transaction. Here in Wyoming, it's a buyer beware state. So the buyer needs to do their due diligence when looking at the property and take that inspection period very seriously and explore what they can about the property. They're going to own it soon. Now, most of these contingencies that we've talked about today have to do with buyers. They still affect the seller, but there are also contingencies that a seller can put in place in their contract. Let's say a seller is trying to sell their home, but they want to make sure that they can find a home, maybe in the same community or in a different community that they may be moving to, and they want to put a contingency in place that says, we'll sell you this home as long as we can find a replacement property to our liking. Hey guys, I just wanted to say, the reason I made this video is because in my younger life, when I bought my first house and my second house, I can remember struggling with these things. I can remember being uneasy about contracts. And I can remember not really understanding a lot and really just depending on my realtor as a crutch, which they are there to help you, but you still need to understand contracts. Hey, if you like this video, give me a like and a share, and if you have any comments, leave them in the comment section. Thanks for watching.